Hey everyone, welcome to the third tutorial, which is going to show you how to prepare the app for testing. Now what that includes is registering the app ID in the iOS Development Center and getting the app name in iTunes Connect. And we're also going to show you how to do 2 provisioning profiles so that you can test the app. So here we go. Let's go back into the iOS Development Center, and as usual we're going to Certificates, Identifiers, and Profiles, and then this time in the Identifiers section. Here we're going to register your app ID, so click in the top right corner, the plus sign. Then where it says name, let's enter the name of your app, but it doesn't need to be the full name. Just go ahead and enter like a shortcut name for it that you'll recognize. So I'm going to enter Factbook. Next we need to enter a bundle ID, and this is usually in the format of com.your name or your business name dot app name. So I'm going to put in com and then Lee's name, and then the app name, which is going to be Factbook. Again, it's not the full app name, just a shortcut. And if you scroll down, you go to App Services, where you can add in push notifications or whatever else is going to be in this app. Game Center and in-app purchase is already selected, and for the app that we're doing today, we don't need anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Alright, the next page is just a confirmation page, so just make sure everything looks right. And make sure you enabled everything correctly, and then go ahead and click Submit. You should see a registration complete page, and that's it for the app ID. Go ahead and click Done. Next we're going to create the 2 provisioning profiles that we need to develop and test the app and then distribute the app to the App Store. So let's go ahead and under Provisioning Profiles click on All, and then click on the plus sign in the upper right corner. The first one we're going to do is for development, so click on the iOS App Development button and then click Continue. Now if you've only created one app ID, then it should show up here just like that. If you have multiple ones, you need to select the right one and then click Continue. The next page is where you select the certificates you want to include in this provisioning profile. So we made certificates earlier. You probably only have one here. Go ahead and select that one and click Continue. Then you want to select the devices that you want to be able to test on. It's easier just to select them all. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click Continue. And then create a profile name. I like to name it the name of the app, dash, and then I like to say development, because we're going to do a distribution one also, and I don't want to get those confused. So that's my naming convention. You can do something along those lines, and then click Generate. Once that's done, go ahead and download it. And then click in your downloads and double click on that provisioning profile to install it. Now go ahead, scroll down, and we're going to click Add Another. And this time we're going to do distribution to the App Store. Click Continue. Same thing here. You probably have only one app ID, so you can just leave it. But if you have multiple ones, select the right one and click Continue. And then select the certificate just like before for distribution. Click Continue. And now I'm going to name this one the name of the app, Factbook, dash, and I'm going to say distribution for this one. Go ahead, scroll down, click Generate, then download it. And open up your downloads, double click to install. Alright, so the last part is going to be to register the app in iTunes Connect. So go ahead and log into iTunes Connect and then click on Manage Your Apps. In the top left corner, click on Add New App, and then go ahead and select your language, and then enter in the app name. Now here you want to make sure you got all the spelling right, because this is going to be the official name for your app. Next you need to enter a SKU number, and this is pretty random. You're never going to use this again, so just go ahead and enter something like the name of the app and then the year. That's what I usually do. And then for bundle ID, make sure you select the app ID that we created earlier. So go ahead and click that and make sure everything's correct, and then click Continue. On this next page you can set the availability date of your app. So if you want to have a specific date in the future, you can select it here. I usually don't. I usually just leave it so that it gets published as soon as possible. And then you can select the price tier. So tier 1 would be 99 cents. If you click on them, you'll see it. So if I click on tier 2, then I can see that that's US $1.99. But for this app, I'm going to click on free. And then you can decide if you're going to give a discount for educational institutions and decide if you want to put it in certain territories only. I'm going to leave it for everywhere, so go ahead and click Continue. Now we're going to start entering some app information. So here we go. First is version number. I'm going to put in 1.0, it's the first one. And then copyright, I like to put the year and then the name of the person or the company. Next is selecting the categories that your app is going to be in. So for the primary category, I'm going to select book. And then secondary, I'm going to say it's reference. And then we need to put in the rating for the app, and that's based on some criteria that you can see down here. So go ahead and fill this out. If your app applies for having frequent intense violence, you need to put that in so that you don't get rejected. So I'll fill out mine now. Then if your app is made for kids, you can select that. In the metadata section, we're going to put in description, keywords, and your support URL, along with optional marketing URL and privacy policy URLs. Then go ahead and enter your contact information. It's going to need your first name, last name, email address, and phone number. You can leave the rest of these blank here. And at the bottom, we're going to have to upload a large app icon and a couple screenshots. Now, often when I've reached this section, I haven't made my app icon yet or screenshots, and I think it's kind of ridiculous that you have to put it in right now, but you do. So if you don't have your icon or screenshots ready, just make blank or template files and just stick them in here for now. You can change them later. And once that's done, you're ready to save it. So there we go. I put in the app icon and it says prepare for upload. So we're ready to start testing this app. That concludes tutorial 3. So head on over to tutorial 4 and we're going to start cranking out the app itself. Thanks, guys.